Now, you tell me, again, with your 14 seasons in the NBA, your Hall of Fame resume, I'm in a position where I talk into a microphone every day, and I have so many others in my business industry do the same. And I hear all the conversation and the talk of legacy and the talk of what people are saying. And I think many athletes hear it. They really don't absorb it.
Right.
Durant might be different in the fact that he has burner accounts on Twitter and things of that nature, where all I hear about him is he's a very sensitive guy. Do you think any of the conversation about his legacy, his joining the team that he couldn't beat, despite winning 2 NBA Finals MVPs for them, that all that conversation that he doesn't really want to play for him anymore, et cetera, factored into him playing last night? Do you think any of that factored?
Well, I think probably a percentage of that because we've been hearing that for how long? You know, even when he joined the Warriors, they were talking about, you know, he's joining the best team in the world, so he's hurting his legacy. I'm pretty sure some of that creeped in his mind, but I think the most important thing that creeped in his mind is that if he didn't get paid, he would still be playing this game. And he's one of those guys that loves basketball, loves to play. He wanted to help his team. And he probably had some gripes in the back of his mind, but he knew that they needed him and they needed a boost to just actually see him on the court. I thought he was going to have 30 that night, but you can tell that he was just going to be able to catch and shoot, probably not do anything off the dribble. And I think what happened was his instincts just crept in when Ibaka pushed up on him. He's like, man, this guy can't guard me. And he tried to do a quick move, and that's what happened. Yeah, just I think his mind, you know, his mind was a little ahead of his body at the time, and it always happens to when you're hurt or when you're an older player. But I think at that particular time, he felt like, hey, man, this guy can't guard me. What are you pushing up on me? And he tried it, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and he planted his foot.
Yeah, planted
Interesting.
his foot. Yes.
And that what you just that's your observation.
Yes.
Because you've been there, I guess.
Yeah, you've been there. Like, you know, it happens in rec league. You know, when you retire, you get a guy that, you know, keep talking smack, and then your mind is not really where your body's at. Your body's a little bit behind, and then now you're trying to do some things that you did when you were younger, or do some things when you were healthy. And that's what happens. Sometimes when you're hurt, you play better because you know you can't do some of the things. So you really have to concentrate on your movement and how you play.
Mitch Richmond, Hall of Famer here on the Rich Eisen Show. You spent some time also with the Kings in the front office, correct? And that's when Boogie Cousins was there. This is what Boogie Cousins had to say last night about the fan reaction to the injury, as well as to some of the conversation that you and I were having about the talk in regards to Durant that was surrounding his comeback. Go for it.
It's not about basketball. It's about everything else. The that y'all don't care about.
What do you think about the people who question Katie's heart and how long it was taking him to return?
Them.
Some of the fans cheering when he went down.
Trash. So trash. But like I said, we only idolize as superstar athletes, not human beings. It's always about what we can do between those lines.
What's your reaction to that, Mitch?
I agree with it a little bit. I definitely do agree with that. But I think in that sense where the fans, their reaction was, quick, we can win a championship. And then you got to praise the Toronto Raptors players for, you know, toning that down, telling the crowd to kind of, hey, man, come on.
Get a grip,
yeah,
essentially.
Just get a grip. I mean, you know, we want to win, but we don't want anyone to get injured. And like I said, you know, everyone is saying, you know, I love Toronto. Toronto is a good place, and a lot of good people in Toronto. But I think it was just in the heat of the moment that they were like, hey, man, we're trying to win a championship here. And they were already scared that Kevin Durant had played. So when he came back and did that, I think it was just a quick reaction of them, you know, trying to win a championship, but they got a grip.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.